News at 11 begins now.
Good evening and thank you for joining us for KREM 2 News at 11. I'm Mark Hanrahan, joined by my colleague Regina Ahn, who's live in the newsroom tonight. Regina?
Hey, good evening, Mark. Good evening, everyone. The question that remains on everyone's mind this week is when will Spokane move on to phase 3? In a statement, Spokane Health Officer Dr. Bob Lutz says he shares the community's desire to move forward, but he insists we have to show some patience.
We're disappointed that that he didn't agree to begin the application process to fully move to phase 3.
Dr. Lutz's statement goes on to say, given conversations with the Institute of Disease Modeling, I'm concerned by recent signals suggesting increasing community-wide spread. He's referring to this report released last week. It indicates 6 Washington counties, including Spokane, have not yet reached peak levels of coronavirus cases, and it suggests additional interventions are needed to prevent exponential growth. County Commissioner Kearns acknowledges Dr. Lutz's concerns, but says with increased testing, it shouldn't come as any big surprise. And next week, Dr. Lutz says the Board of Health will discuss the possibility of moving on to phase 3, but he believes it is not likely in the near future. Well, yesterday we talked about North Idaho numbers, and today let's go over Spokane County. So we'll talk about coronavirus numbers and hospitalizations in just a bit, but let's go over COVID-19 hotspots by zip codes in Spokane County first. The Spokane Regional Health Department has this map that shows some zip codes around our area. This is a rate per 100,000, and you'll see the zip code 99208. That's from town and country up. You'll see that shaded in dark blue. These are higher cases in this area. There's about 154 cases in this particular region. Then Central Spokane, or zip code 99207 and 99202, also seeing a large chunk of cases as well, 105 cases. Also the Airway Heights area seeing that dark blue shade as well, seeing 16 cases there. Spokane has seen 17 new cases today, 893 total cases, 37 deaths, 99 cumulative hospitalizations, and 11 people currently hospitalized right now. This graph here shows the new cases and the new hospitalization numbers in Spokane County. So we're seeing that continual rise in cases again. That largest spike that you see towards the end of your screen, or towards the right side of your screen, is back on June 5th, where we saw 55 cases. Now this next graph here shows a 14-day moving average. It projects how it's going to look in the next coming days and weeks. You can see the graph is showing the drop towards June 13th, but it's still quite high. Even if you look back to the end of April and the beginning of May to June, you can see the difference there. Spokane Regional Health Officer Dr. Bob Lutz saying the majority of these positive cases comes from those in close contact with those people who are infected. And the increase in testing, he says, it's imperative for those who have symptoms or not, you should take those extra precautions. And new here tonight, the Washington State Department of Health admits to mistakes in reporting on coronavirus cases. State health officials removed 7 people from its death toll to account for people who tested positive for COVID-19 but didn't die of the virus. Health officials also admitted that they made a mistake in the number of negative COVID-19 test results they have been reporting since back on April 21st. This mistake means negative test numbers were inflated by about 13%. The state says the error was the result of a workaround to handle the high number of test results. And let's get to our other top stories tonight. Mark, today the Washington State Department of Corrections says an inmate has died from the coronavirus.
That's right, Regina. It is the first inmate to die from the coronavirus while in state custody in Washington. The deceased inmate is identified as 63-year-old Victor Bueno at the Coyote Ridge Corrections Center in Connell. Just last week, that facility was placed on restricted movement to try to contain the virus. As of today, there are 38 confirmed cases among staff and 91 confirmed cases among inmates. My Fresh Basket has pulled the Tom Sawyer coffee off of its shelves. This after the owner of the local coffee company made what some people consider to be racist posts on his Facebook page. The owner is now apologizing for the posts, and he insists he is not racist.
Well, a post is an opportunity, I think, for people just to make a statement. And the thing that I really would like to do is anybody wanting to come down and have a cup of coffee with me, be my guest. And we can agree to disagree and just talk things over. But I'm not going to get into a lot of politics with this or anything else. I've obviously caused some damage and hurt some people, and you have my sincere apology for that.
Do you understand why those posts did hurt people's feelings and why they feel that they are insensitive?
Well, again, I'm going to come back and I'm going to just tell you that I sincerely apologize, and people are obviously allowed their opinions, yes.
Were they racially motivated?
Never.
What would you say to someone who says that was a racist post?
I would say the same thing right now. Never. There's not a racial bone in my body.
Gary also invited our KREM 2 News crew down to his coffee shop, where we could see a steady stream of customers there in support of Tom Sawyer Coffee. And he says he's received as much support or more online. He also told us he hopes to work with My Fresh Basket again someday. All right, to weather now, Michelle. We finally hit that warming trend we've been looking forward to all week. So the big question now, what's in store for Father's Day weekend?
Well, it looks like the warmest temperatures over the weekend will be the day before summer. So on Friday, looking at highs in the upper 70s to the lower 80s, but we are going to take a little bit of a hit for the first half of the weekend. So let's take a look at that weekend forecast. On Saturday, we are expecting an increase in clouds. It's definitely going to be a gray day, and we could even see a few showers. So high temperatures will reflect that in the lower 70s. Father's Day is looking a little bit better, partly cloudy, just an outside chance of a shower. I'd say 20% or less, with highs back up in the middle 70s. Mostly quiet across the inland northwest right now, except for the northern panhandle. We got one lone thunderstorm that moved over Priest Lake and is now headed towards the Sandpoint area. Still seeing a few lightning bolts associated with that. That's moving to the southeast. Elsewhere, things are going to be pretty quiet, looking at mostly clear skies overnight. We should start off with plenty of sunshine tomorrow, but see increasing clouds later in the day. So tomorrow, 78 degrees. The first day of summer will be a little bit cooler, 73, a few showers, but Father's Day looking a little bit better, partly cloudy with a high of 75.
All right, looks good, Michelle. Thank you very much. We'll check back in with you later in the broadcast. American Airlines has temporarily banned a passenger after that passenger refused to wear a mask. Brandon Straka was asked to get off of a flight from New York to Dallas after he refused to wear a face covering. Those coverings required now by American Airlines. This is the first incident of this kind since American Airlines announced plans to strictly enforce facial coverings. In the meantime, California is ordering people to wear masks in most indoor settings, and organ businesses in some counties can soon refuse to serve people who are not wearing masks. And we want to know what you think. Should Washington State require wearing masks? While you weigh in, KREM 2's Amanda Rowley shares if that's likely to happen here.
Wearing a mask continues to be a hot button issue. In some areas of Washington State, it's required that you always wear one. But here in Spokane, health officials are only saying that it's highly recommended to wear a mask, but not enforced. Last week, Greater Spokane Incorporated launched this I Wear a Mask campaign. The video highlights various elected leaders and business owners in Spokane all wearing masks, encouraging the community to do the same. Response to this message has not been entirely positive. In Facebook comments on GSI's page, some disagree with the need to wear masks. Right now, Spokane health officials are not requiring masks, but spokesperson Kelly Hawkins says masks will continue to be important, if not more so, when Spokane transitions to Phase 3 and business activity increases. During a press conference in Yakima this week, Governor Jay Inslee insisted wearing masks is vital to protecting everyone's health.
What we're hopeful for is people think about it and realize if we're going to reopen Yakima County, we got to wear masks. It's just pretty simple.
When asked about enforcing mask use in order to enter Phase 3, Spokane County Commissioner Josh Kern says that is not up to the Board of Commissioners.
I see people that wear them. I see people that don't wear them. But that's a directive that comes from either the health district or the state. And but to this day, neither of them have gone as far as to make it a mandate or involve some level of penalty.
Amanda Rowley, KREM 2 News.
And we asked you, should Washington require people to wear a mask? It looks like 59% right now giving the thumbs up saying yes, 41% saying no. Thank you for weighing in on that online poll. Still ahead tonight, it is the project that just never seems to end, the North-South Freeway, and a projected budget shortfall means that project could take even longer. Details coming up after the break.